Hey Capricorn, Cappy, welcome to your love and romance reading for June 2020. This is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and yes, of course, Venus. If you are sick and tired of love, you're just watching this video because you don't know why, welcome. But keep in mind, guys, to watch the weekly forecasts I do, because in the weekly forecasts, I focus on career, money, spirituality, family life, all the other important parts of being a human being. So if you want more than just love readings, be sure to watch my weekly videos. But once a month I do love, so that's what we're looking into in this video. Let's see what's going on in love and romance for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So your first card, my darlings, is Eight of Swords. And Eight of Swords could be a situation in which you're feeling kind of stuck in a situation. Now, what's interesting, the symbolism in this card makes it appear or show like a person is feeling like somebody else is keeping them in a situation. But typically, Eight of Swords is a situation where you're being encouraged to get out of that way of thinking or that way of seeing things. Some of you, Capricorn, I'm just going to say flat out, the feeling that I'm getting from this card is someone in June may be coming along. It could be a new love. It could be somebody resurfacing from the past. And I feel like this person is trying to find ways to guilt you into a relationship. I'm getting a sense of like guilt, like being bound by guilt. Or maybe you're currently seeing someone, or you're in a relationship and you're not doing what you want to do because you're feeling guilty for some reason. So this is something that Spirit is asking you to look at the situation and realize that there's actually solutions here. Maybe you shouldn't be feeling guilty, or maybe there's like a forgiveness you have to do for yourself. And once you do that, then this person's not going to be able to guilt you into stuff. I'm not sure why, but I just get a feeling somebody's trying to guilt you into something. Another thing to keep in mind too with Eight of Swords is sometimes we feel very stuck in a situation. And usually in traditional tarot decks, it's like one person and they have a blindfold and there's 8 swords around them and they're by themselves, right? And the message is that if you kind of move around, you can get your hands untied, you can push that blindfold off, and you'd see that you're not really that stuck, that there's a way to move forward. In this case, like I said, it seems as if though like there's another person coming into the situation or something is keeping you there. But then again, it's like she's gonna be safer if she can get out of there and run, right? Instead of staying in there. Okay, I'll lay back down and you can close the top. But like, why? You want to, like, you might be in a situation, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to say this is especially true for those of you that if you are in a relationship that it has not been safe, and you might be like, well, I'm scared to upset this person. As scary as it can be to leave, it's much safer for you to leave a scary situation than stay with somebody who's unpredictable. And I know it's easier said than done, okay? But I've been there, my darlings. I have been in a very scary marriage in my younger years, and it can be done. So ask your angels and guides to help you. Pray, look up resources in your area. You can get out of it, okay? And so if you are in a situation where you feel scared and you're staying because you're scared of that person, I know it might sound like that doesn't make sense to people who haven't been in that kind of relationship. It might not make sense to you if you've never been in that kind of relationship, but sometimes people will stay with someone because they're afraid of that person, right? But it's more dangerous to stay. And so if you are in a bad situation, in a toxic situation, Spirit is encouraging you to, pray, to connect with your angels and guides, to start researching, to get out there, to find the right resources, and to make that escape. okay? This is a general reading, and so you guys are all in kind of different circumstances. So I try to go over the different ways the cards might apply to the people depending on their circumstances. The next card here is a Seven of Swords, all right? So Seven of Swords is going to be a card that's coming up here when we're in a situation where caution is required. Capricorn, I'm telling you, somebody stands to benefit a lot from you. They stand to benefit a lot from you. And so it's going to require caution on your part on how you're making your decisions and how you're moving forward in the situation. For some of you, you've caught somebody's eye, right? And they're really trying to figure out, you know, who they have to be or pretend to be to impress you, to get your attention, to get you to give them the time of day. But usually when we have Seven of Swords, you're dealing with someone who's a little bit opportunistic, okay? And so this is going to be a person who they're thinking about what, you know, like they're either, I always say this about Seven of Swords, they're either trying to get in your pants, or they're trying to get in your pockets, or they're trying to get into your pockets through your pants. And you need to exercise caution. A lot of the times too, this is somebody that has access to you on social media in some way, or they're using whatever part of your social media they can access to get a better idea of what bait to use to pull you in. For some of you, it could be an ex even creating or making a fake profile, trying to reach out to you, trying to communicate with you, trying to figure out, you know, what you're up to, and get information out of you. So another thing too, if you are someone that you like to go online and you like to talk to people, or you like that Facebook people you may know button, you might be like, oh, this person's attractive. Well, hello, let's be friends, you know? And like talk to people. You want to be cautious. You want to be cautious because you could be dealing with someone who is pretending to be a stranger because they feel you might open up and tell them more. So if you don't know somebody in person, if you haven't met face to face, maybe be cautious what you're sharing about yourself online, because there could be somebody who's, you know, gathering information so that they can be fake and pretend to be a certain way to impress you and to get what you want. Those of you that are trying to leave a dangerous situation or a dangerous relationship, you need to be cautious and, you know, not make it obvious, right? This is not a situation where you want to go and say, oh, look, you know, I don't know, maybe I should just leave, but if you love me, I'll stay. You don't want to let on that you're thinking about leaving, okay? Other ones of you might begin seeing somebody, dating somebody, and it might be very, very new. And you might know for a fact that this person is on the up and up. They're a good catch. They're being honest with you. They're being upfront. The Seven of Swords could indicate that maybe you're keeping the relationship on the down low. You just don't want people to know because you don't want people getting involved, or you don't want people, you know, intervening or interfering in some way. So some of you could be just kind of keeping your business to yourself with the Seven of Swords as well. The next card here, Caps, is the Knave of Wands. And so Knave of Wands is going to be what we know in traditional tarot as the Page of Wands. Some of you could be dealing with a younger fire sign, or a younger fire sign could be the one resurfacing for those of you that you have somebody resurfacing. But overall, the Page of Wands or Knave of Wands, it can be a very fun energy. Like some of you could be dating someone. It could be a very fun energy. Page of Wands for me kind of indicates like that second adolescence, getting out there, having a good time, feeling like a teenager again, you know, feeling those hormones rushing through your body, attraction, confidence, all these things. But it does come with a little bit of a heads up, like don't get too carried away. Don't get too carried away. And so some of you could be having a lot of fun in a relationship, but again, you don't want it to, like, make you abandon your reason and your logic altogether. Okay, so you might have to do some self-regulating here, and not allow someone to influence you to go too fast or too far too soon, because you might be tempted to, especially those of you that you're kind of getting out there and somebody new is coming in. You might be, coming out of being cooped up for a long time. You might be like just firing off at all cylinders, ready to go. Enjoy it, just don't lose your logic along the way. Your next card here is the Nine of Cups, and this is wishes coming true. Wishes coming true. Some of you are having a really good time with a person who's maybe trying to guilt you into a relationship. But Nine of Cups is Capricorn. You might be in this place in your life where you're like, I like this. I like that we're dating. I like our relationship. But I also like being single right now. And I also kind of am starting to like my life the way it is right now. And I don't know that I want to, hurry up and get engaged, or hurry up and move in together, or get married, or whatever. So I think this is the dilemma for a lot of you Capricorns. Other messages that have come for you guys recently is like not to feel guilty about who you like or what you like, to give yourself permission. You guys are clearing guilt. Like, the more that I think about your previous readings, even the readings that aren't about love and romance, I think a lot of Capricorns right now are clearing away things that they feel guilty about, because the universe is trying to teach you to not feel guilty, or that you don't have to feel guilty. And I think right now what's happening is you're having to embrace that you have the right. You have the right not to tie yourself down if you don't want to tie yourself down, or you have the right to enjoy a relationship without having to have the relationship be on somebody else's terms, or to be in the relationship because the person's making you feel guilty. As long as you're being upfront with people, you don't have anything to feel bad about. So Nine of Cups, I feel, is like you're enjoying this relationship, but you're not in a hurry to settle down, or you're not in a hurry to take that next big step. It's like you want to have your life, you want to have your space, and for whatever reason, I feel like for some of you, this is specifically about having your space. I feel like some of you feel like you want a relationship, you want a companion, you want like the person that is your person. But I think you guys, a lot of you are thinking about, but I don't want to share my space. Like, I don't want to live with this person. Like, I have no problem being committed. I have no problem, being faithful to somebody and that just being my one and only person. But I don't want to start giving up my space. Like, I want things to be a certain way. So some of you might be owning that, or giving yourself permission to feel this way. If you are in a relationship, I do feel the relationship is going to really, really improve if you guys are kind of having your own things going on. And I almost feel like that message is more for the cross watchers than for the Capricorns. And I know people get annoyed. They're like, don't address the cross watchers. They shouldn't be here. But at the same time, you have to appreciate the fact that they, care enough about their partner or the person they're interested in to try to understand them better. And so you Capricorns, you'll have to let me know if you agree with me or not about this. But I just feel like Capricorns cannot be in a relationship with a person who doesn't have any kind of drive. Like, Capricorns need to be with somebody that has like their own stuff going on in their life. They have some kind of ambition, they have some kind of goals, there's something they're doing to keep busy with. And so I feel with the Nine of Cups, it's like, Capricorn, you're wanting to have your thing, and you want somebody who like has their thing. You're wanting somebody that like has a life of their own outside of the relationship, or has projects or goals in their personal life outside of the relationship. And so some of you maybe are feeling guilty because like they're wanting to be more a part of what you're doing, and you're like, no, 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 this is me, this is my life, this is my thing. So keep this in mind if you're a cross watcher. You know, Capricorn needs to feel a sense of, like, you know, their own life, their own stuff. Like, you know, some things are going to be separate, and it's not because they don't love you or they don't care about you or they don't want you around. It's that they need that space. They need that space. They need that sense of, like, you know, my space, my life. Not MySpace like back in the day. You guys remember MySpace? Man, that was so long ago. You know, but like to have their space, to have their stuff. And I think that's gonna be the best thing to like help a relationship for you guys, is to have that division, like to have your life outside of the relationship, and for the person to have their life outside of the relationship. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up for you from the Oracle. And again, guys, I encourage you to watch your moon sign, rising sign, and Venus sign videos. Some months those may resonate with you more than your sun sign. If you would like a private reading, you can schedule with me through the Calendly link. Alrighty, my dear. So what do we have here? We have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. That's a deep one. That's a really deep one, Capricorns. Some of you are just kind of some of you are just like healing guilt. Maybe you grew up feeling like everything was your fault, or you know, if you did something that you shouldn't have done, maybe your parents really, whether they meant to or not, it could have been completely accidental, but they may have made you feel very shamed. Like you just felt so terrible, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was so bad, or I can't believe I did that. Or like just feeling like you have to redeem yourself. And so some of you maybe have to heal that, and as you're healing that, you may also have to forgive your parents. But for other ones of you, I feel it's like you're trying not to repeat things that you saw in your life, in your childhood, growing up with the adults. Like you're trying not to repeat the example that you saw from your parent or parents in their love life. You're trying to break out of some kind of like dysfunction, and you're being watched over, and you're being helped. Your ancestors and guides are helping you make that breakaway. I feel that as you're healing this, you're like releasing the guilt, you're healing, you're letting go of the resentment. It's healing the heart chakra significantly, and it's giving you the ability to bond with others more emotionally. I also feel, Capricorn, I know it might not seem like it, but something about the picture and the image here does make me feel like some of you are manifesting a family right now. And this might be true for those of you who maybe are not, fresh out of high school, or like in college. You may be mature, but it's like you might be feeling like, you know what, like I've done my healing, and now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to have a family of my own. And so I feel for some reason this card is trying to confirm for some of you that yes, you are manifesting a family of your own at this time. All right, and it's all coming in through the healing, the releasing guilt, releasing resentments. Alrighty, my dears. Again, be sure to watch your moon sign, rising sign, your Venus. If you like a private reading, you can schedule with me on Calendly. And then as far as it goes with the astrology, a lot of you ask a lot of really detailed astrological questions. I will refer you to the experts. I'm not an astrologer, but the people at Truly Divine are really great, and they're still offering you guys the unlimited 30% off discount for their various reports when you enter my Angel 30 discount code. So if you want something in terms of astrology, I would send you over to them. But if you want an intuitive card reading, you can schedule with me through the Calendly link in the description of this video. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe and hit the notification bell. You'll get a notice when the channeled angel messages are up, when the weekly messages are posted every week. And I thank you all so much for watching, sharing, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Have a wonderful month, my dear. Take care.